I don't know who's on. I don't know if anybody will be on. I just wanted to go on. Go online. So I'm going to ring it to Bell. So weird coming on here. So let's see. What are the cards telling us? I don't know. I'm going to see what the cards are telling me right now. Interesting. Okay, so we got adaptability. Yes, definitely adaptability. So when you say your truth, when you express yourself, making sure that you are adapting to the environment, adapting to the situation, and adapting for your own shadow. That's really important. People don't realize that. And because when we want to be a part of a community, it's not about being a different person. It's not about acting in the way that would best work in that situation. It's actually about adapting everything you are in that situation and for that community. Oh, and that's really interesting. So I've been watching this. I love this movie called Home. And when they relocated everybody to, human happy town or something like that, it looked like these circles. They just put people in these neighborhoods that look like circles because, hey, that's what humans like. And I think what you're having to realize is that the way you're coming at things isn't working for everyone. And so you have to change being hospitable, having hospitality. Hey, hi. Nice to see you too. Having hospitality doesn't mean that you give somebody something that you want. It means that you're offering something to people that they would want. Hi. It's nice to see you guys. I haven't been around a lot, and I'm sure you could tell. Yeah, it's been an interesting, wow, I guess it's been 2 months since I've regularly been on. So let's see. Let's get some energy for this collective. I watched someone else's live, and it was like 2 hours long, and I was like, huh. They just sat there and they read the energy, and I really got a lot out of it. It's great to see you too, Bradley. So you guys are showing up. Someone is showing up. The energy I'm getting is the King of Swords. And when I was doing some other readings, I kept getting the King of Swords. And the King of Swords, I think, is a really great, look, I'll be biased here. I'm an Aquarius. The King of Swords represents my sign. And the thing about the King of Swords, though, see how the heart is outside here? And it's kind of in the clouds. Aquarius is that energy. I'm not saying all Aquariuses because I have other signs. Everybody does. But they can get a little in their heads, and that can come off as cold. So I think we're all kind of getting in our heads, and that's coming across as cold, when in fact we're feeling a lot of things, but we're kind of removing our heart from the situation. And because I think there's a doorway here, and we're having to decide which direction we want to go. And instead of making an action, we're like, oh, geez, let me weigh this option and that option and this situation. And we've been standing there for a very long time, kind of frozen in place, not sure which way to go. It's like the signs and synchronicities are there, but instead of looking straight for them, instead of facing things head on, we're looking into the past, into the future. And instead of looking directly where we are at every moment, what signs are we missing by avoiding that? Yeah, totally. Social media is just, yeah, it's an echo chamber, but it can also become very, loud in situations that are reinforcing our thought processes. So that'll keep us in our heads. But then you guys got the Fool. So this is great because the sun is coming out. Once you make that first step, like, think of it like this. You're on a track. You have to make a decision. There's no option to not flip a switch. Somebody told me this today. You have to flip a switch. You have to flip the switch to go this direction or that direction. But you don't choose. You don't get to choose not to flip the switch. And so instead, you have to do it. And so if you don't, the decision's going to be made for you, but it might be a decision that you really never ever want, but you actually made that decision by not choosing to flip a switch. And yeah, that could have to do with social media too. Flip off the switch. You're choosing to go on there. Are you? Why? Oh, okay. And then the Ace of Pentacles. I keep talking about the signs. There are earthly signs we're all getting that are saying, oh, here's the answer. You asked a question. You thought of a question. You were like, okay, this is what I need to know. I'm removing my emotions about it, but I need an answer to this question. You asked the question of the universe. You said, hey, send me signs and synchronicities, and then you didn't look around. Then you were like, okay, I did my part. I asked for what I needed. Now I'm just going to go about my life. And then, I'll win the lottery. I'll have a romance that I love. I'll have my whole perfect life because I trusted in the universe. And the universe is like, yeah, that was the first step. You got to trust. That's the fool's journey, to trust. And then what are you going to do with it? Here, I'm giving you the seed. What are you going to do with it? So do you think I'm going to give you a tree? No, it's like you have to plant your seed. You have to actually do the work. And I think a lot of people are having a hard time with that. So, yeah. But what I do see from this is great. Once you realize you're doing this, once the sun hits you and you're like, oh my gosh, because see, in this, you're like, okay, I took the first step, but the sun's behind you. You're not actually seeing what's right there, but you will. You'll stop and you'll go, oh, it's a seed. If I plant it, I have to tend to it. I have to see like, oh, there's some bugs. Oh, there's some weeds popping up. Oh, there's gravel in the dirt. Oh, the pH value is off. And so you're seeing that and you're choosing to move away from a lot that isn't serving you. You're like, okay, I've examined this. I've looked at it from all angles. I'm not getting emotional about this. I've asked the question. I'm having faith. And I'm taking this opportunity that the divine has given me, that I asked for. We don't get to choose when our wish fulfillment comes in. It's like, it's funny. We make a lot of wishes. And in the moment, we want that so bad. But the divine is on its own time. So when it comes in, 10 years later, 3 months later, you're like, but I don't need that now. And the divine's like, wow, why are you not using what I'm giving you? I'm telling you, this is the time to do it. Just because you've moved on, you're on your own timeline. Now you're missing the opportunity. But you're starting to see that. You're like, okay, I've been here so many times. I mean, there's 8 cups here. I've been here so many times. And the moon here, there's an eclipse. We just had an eclipse. You're seeing the truth now. The sun, the light is coming out. The sun isn't shining on the moon anymore. It's illuminating what you've been avoiding. But I get it. I mean, with the 7 of Cups here, you guys are feeling that you can't trust yourself. Are you being delusional? I mean, like, are you really going to just trust that you are strong enough, that you are enough to make this work? And you have to decide. You have to face your demons. And I think a lot of us avoid that. We want to start something new. That's always fun. It's always fun to take a risk and be like, oh, yay, I'm going to go do something fun. But it takes work. It takes work, and people don't always want to do the work. So let's see. How is everybody doing? It's really great to see everybody. Yeah, right here is sometimes, like I said, you showing up as the King of Swords. So I don't know why the 2 of Swords is showing up. It's like, okay, you take a step and it's a lot of work. So you then you what? Close your eyes and say, no, I don't know. Hi, from Oregon. Hi, Patty. So I think you're calling judgment on yourself. You're seeing things for what they are. Someone's been taking your stuff because you're busy being like, no, and so they're like, oh, okay, well, you're not even looking. You're not even paying attention. I'm just going to take what I want. And this is time to wake up. I mean, I always see these 2 X's of judgment as the X's over in a cartoon. uh, as the end, you know, like they've drank poison and they're like, you know, at the end. But you calling judgment on this, you're starting to look at this. You're like, wait a minute. Wait, those are my swords. That's my information. That's who I am. Those are my thoughts, and I'm taking them back. But you have to be willing to do the hard work. I'm surprised we actually, all we've gotten are King of Swords, Five of Swords, Two of Swords, and then we got Wands when it comes to making, you know, asking a question. Okay, are you going to go this direction? You do, and that's the first step. I think that's great. You have the first step, the Fool, and then the Ace of Pentacles. That is planting the seed. Oh, it's like, oh, here it is. Okay. But then it kind of flips. It's kind of like, oh, now I need to go over the past. I need to look at everything. And it's like, okay, we're back here again. And then we've got the Five and the Two of Swords. So are you deceiving yourself? Are you in a situation where you know better? Yeah, is this balanced energy with the Two of Pentacles? Is this balanced? Are you seeing this clearly? Are you being fair and impartial to yourself? There's a lot of swords here. The Justice card is the Libra card. So are you being just here? It's usually the scales. Like, so what's going on here? Why are these two cards showing up? Are you looking at some situations that have been going on in your life? Clearly now, you've taken off the blindfold. You've seen that you've been deceived. It hurts and you're feeling it. And so now you're going through, look, she's got the sword through her crown chakra. She's clearing out the cobwebs. I'm in an attic. So like clearing out that space and then balancing the energy, putting it in flow, being happy with who you are. I mean, at the end of the day, this is you. And if you don't like you, you're not going to like anything about your world. And that's really hard for people. They want something outside of themselves to confirm to them that they're okay. And you have to be okay by yourself, and you have to do the work, and you have to face your demons. Because if you don't face all your demons, people can come into your lives and see, oh, they're comfortable with this demon. And I don't think anybody wants to live like that. I think if we look at ourselves, we're like, we only attract what we're living in. So, you know, sometimes that means being alone. Sometimes that means if you can't feel comfortable being alone, and I don't mean like I can be a jerk and then, you know, oh, screw everyone and, you know, I'll just be alone. No, I mean truly alone. Like if you can keep your own counsel, if you can look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I am okay. I like who I am. That's when you've grown. That's when the universe starts handing you the Ace of Pentacles, because you've taken the first step of faith, and then you're doing the hard work. And then this is showing up as the 10 of Cups. So this is really great. Once you go through this transformation process, like really calling justice for yourself and have balanced, fair energy, you're going to bring in the 10 of Cups. And I think that's great. Hi, Alley Cat. Hi, Kim. Hi, Flora. Hi, Bradley. It's nice to see you. Hi, Mercy. Oh, wow. Oh, thanks. So it's really nice to see you guys. So that made me happy, because I'm sitting here and I'm going, oh no, the Two of Swords, the Five of Swords. Uh-oh, what's going on? And I'm realizing, oh, you guys are doing hard work. You're excavating right now. You are clearing out the clutter. Like I always say, I'm in an attic, so I'm like, I try to get up as close as I can. And in being up here, I have to go through and excavate my headspace. I can't come on here and interact with you guys. I mean, I have all sorts of stuff going. Mercer. Okay, thank you. I have all sorts of stuff going on in my own life. But when I'm doing this, I've got to focus. I've got to really keep my own counsel. And that is what I'm trying to say. Like, you're not going to be okay all the time. Things are going to go upside down. Horrible things are going to happen. But as long as you can find a moment in your own headspace where you're like, okay, Okay, I'm still alive. I'm still here. And that means that I can make decisions. I can make a decision as long as I'm here, as long as I stay grounded, as long as I am truthful and honest with myself. I can't help but be truthful and honest with the rest of the world. Oh, thank you, Kim. So, oh, this is awesome. So the first card you guys got was power. This is an energy I'm feeling like it is just so grounded. This is the Four of Wands, and this is all about your foundation. I mean, whoo, powerhouse here. Like it's really whoever's watching this and is going from a place of they brought everything down to the studs. And they're building from such a powerful, grounded, well-balanced place that what they build will stand the test of times, many lifetimes. I mean, like, we don't realize that the work we put in now is not just for the single lifetime. You know, time is not linear. Time is not, something that you can be like, okay, step here, here, here. I mean, look at the past. If we look up the past, it seems to have changed slightly. It's a very odd thing. But if we think about the time, we are not seeing it from the perspective we think we are. That foundation we lay now, it extends. It grows exponentially. I saw a power grid where, like when you're building something, this would create like a circuit. This looks like a lingam. That's something in the ancient Indian temples had something very similar to this, and it went out here and then created power. So that's your powerhouse. Okay, and then the Five of Cups comes out. I mean, the Five of Swords, the Five of Cups. Now we've got the Five of Cups. But what I see here is this is a very interesting Five of Cups. Usually it's seen as something negative, but I think what's happening is you're connecting all the different things you've gone through. And you're feeling disappointed. You're like, wow, I gave this person a chance. I did the best. I showed up so genuinely. And at each point, it felt like somebody was getting in the way of that, of hurting me. And you're going through these cups. You're realizing that you can use that, each cup, as a power center, as long as you see them as a source of power. Like here we have the foundation, and then you have the star here. So that's bringing the lily pad. So this gives this feeling of being underwater. This is all below the surface. Hi. Yeah, sure, you can ask a question. And then three of Pentacles. This is all about work. So this is really amazing. You guys look at this though. You guys got a square, a triangle, a star, and then there's little circles here. So we're going back to basics. Like we need to know what the basics of our workings are. We need to know what the basic of who we are is in order to build a strong foundation. We also need to know how things work. How do they connect? Look, like if you were to make these points come together, you would create a different shape. These are coming together. This is actually a pyramid. So how does it work? How does perception work? How does perspective work? How do the circuits and the connections work? So why do you feel a certain way? You're looking into that. Like, where did this come from? Where's the wellspring that this is coming from? Sacred geometry, exactly. I'm getting fractals a lot. It's just like we need to go down and understand that it starts at a level we can't even understand, and then it exponentially gets larger. Think about your body. You actually have two organisms within your own human body, your own mammal body. So we have mitochondria. Mitochondria is not human DNA. It is a completely separate organism that came into our systems a very, very, very long time ago. It's not like an alien thing. And we have our human DNA. They are completely separate. Our mitochondrial DNA, which is passed down by our mother, ends up, so it's in the family line for thousands of years. And it is our energy source. If our mitochondria stop working, we literally have no power. Nothing could exist within us. So we are actually, as human beings, in a vessel that houses two organisms that have learned to work together. And I don't really know what the mitochondria get out of being in our bodies, but we get so much out of them. So let's see what else there. Yeah, and I love science, so if I love seeing the synchronicities between science and the energy work. There are so many similarities. It's funny. It's like people who couldn't deal with science, so they made it into a philosophy. But it's a lot of science-based stuff. When people chant and stuff, it's at a certain frequency, which is a number, and which are energy sound waves, and they actually change the very molecular structure of the of your brain, of anything that has water or matter, for that matter. So, and that's just science. It's a lot of people get like, but I'm like, well, it's religion, spirituality are ways to explain very huge concepts, which make us feel almost like, somebody said that, like, in order to really understand how teeny tiny we are or how huge we are, we would go crazy. So, I mean, I guess that's how we deal with it. We create stories, we create, ways of explaining it so that it doesn't freak us out. So let's see. You got worry and ruin. So I think, yeah, I mean, like, okay, you're like doing all this work on yourself. You're seeing how things fit together. You're seeing where they're coming from. And this is bringing some, 5D, I mean, not 5D, 3D things to your world. You're like, oh no, if I see this for what it is, look, these are both stars, right? If you overlay them on top of each other, everything that's going on in your physical world is due to the emotions that lie beneath. And people don't like to deal with that. And if you start examining it, I think you're scared with the 10 of Swords here. You're scared that it's going to destroy the very sense of who you are. And it will. But the great thing is you've been doing so much work on your foundation. So when you get rid of these illusions that you are the sum of your parts, instead of going, no, I'm choosing what I'm going to take and what I'm going to leave. I don't have to take the poison that someone gave me to learn the lesson. Yeah, exactly, Ellie. Totally. Okay, and then you guys got the Prince of Swords. This is my understanding. I think it's the Page of Swords. And this is bringing in the information. Some kind of message is going to come through if you want to hear it. And it's going to explain to you that it was never you. It's something you're choosing to take on. And when you decide to look at yourself objectively, the multifaceted person you are, you start seeing the hidden fractal. Oh, like, that's amazing. The geometry is here. And so you're going to see oh my gosh, there's triangles all over here. So you're going to see the hidden code once you let go and see the pattern. Like, what's below emotionally, just like that iceberg analogy, is so big and it's affecting your 3D world. You've got to let it go. It's going to be painful. But the most important, I mean, people always act like it's like, oh, just let it go. It's like, it's going to mean sobbing. It's going, hi. It's going to mean sobbing. It's going to mean deconstructing the facade we have created around ourselves in order to truly get to the core of it. That is painful. In order to stand in the light, feel the sun, beating down on us, just being there, that's painful. But so's illusion. I mean, we can go through our whole lives not fully alive because we don't want to feel the pain. But when we just like break it, I mean, look at how many pieces this is. It's like it's broken. There is no putting these pieces back together again. So what are you going to make out of this? Okay, I've talked for quite a while. Did anybody want to ask a question? Yeah, we've got to let go. I mean, it's so hard. I'm not going to lie. I have really ended relationships with pretty much anyone. And I didn't do it in some huge way. I didn't tell them, hey, well, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I just was just like, yeah, no, that's not working for me. And in my own head, I didn't have to judge them. I didn't have to tell them what was wrong with them, of what they had to fix. I was just like, okay, I have to be okay being alone. And I have to deal with this whole societal thing of, well, gosh, shouldn't you be surrounded by your family and friends because that makes you healthy? And I'm like, I don't really think staying in unhealthy relationships is healthy. So if you're surrounded by people that are toxic, the most healthy, adjusted thing to do is not have them and be okay with being with yourself. Like, are you surrounding yourself with things and distractions and people just so that you don't have to deal with what's going on below the surface? Hi. I'm just reading what you guys are saying. That is my lesson. I have to learn that from the guy, something that kept insulting me on the bus. Yeah, when I get insulted by people, I really am like, wow, what are they trying to avoid? What are they trying to avoid? Because if I don't react, if I just look at them and I go, okay. I mean, like, people cut me off all the time in traffic. I look like such a nice person. I am so friendly. I mean, I smile at everyone. I am a nice person. But people mistake kindness for weakness. And that's a huge thing. When you can truly be kind, it means that you have actually gone through a lot and that you refuse to take that anymore. So you're kind to others because you don't want anyone else to feel the way you felt. You're like, why would I be cruel to someone when I know what it feels like? I'm now being reserved. Initially, it was I was very open. Exactly. And I think that's one thing that I have definitely had to learn over and over and over again. When I close myself off, I feel like I'm doing that to protect myself, right? But we're actually doing the work for the people that have picked away at our self-esteem, our connectedness. And so it's like, as soon as I let someone else's behavior towards me, the treatment of me, affect my openness, I have lost something. I am doing their job for them. And I have to constantly remind myself of that. I have to constantly say, hey, it's not my fault that they're acting like this. As soon as I acknowledge the thought, where is it coming from? Why am I feeling that way? Because that's not about me. What somebody says to you is not about you. It just isn't. It's about how they're feeling. Thank you so much. Yeah, we got a lot back there. I have even more over here. Sometime I'll give you guys a tour of the room I do this in because there are toys everywhere. I think I felt extremely sad when Toys R Us went out of business and FAO Schwarz. I live near San Francisco and I've been to multiple FAO Schwarz when they were open. And it's a magical world. It's like nothing I can explain to people. And so I was like, I want to open a toy store. Well, the economy went, and also with COVID, businesses weren't doing great. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just draw all these wonderful things to me, and then I can share it with you guys. Let's see. Okay. Jasmine, Esperanza. There's something about fire. Fire can be, and let's see, it's 2/27. That could be a 9. That could also be February 7th or September. The fire. Okay, let's see what the fire. Let's clarify the this message. Swiftness. So fire and swiftness, and this is the 5. This is the 8 of Swords. Sorry, I don't know why I'm saying that. The 8 of Wands. And see, it again creates another triangle. There's a lot of triangles here. But it also looks like a diamond, and let me see, look at these cards. There's some kind of, yeah, I'm getting some kind of, let me think. Triangles. Oh, wow, that's cool. Your birthday September 2nd. My oldest child is September 9th. It's a guy. I like that month. So you're a Virgo. Hi, Virgo. So let's see. You also got 2 of Wands, domination. This is interesting. Okay, so what I'm getting about from this person is that there's a lot of fire directed at you, fire intensity, passion, like, oh yeah, like, I mean, this is all fire energy. So you got the fire card, oracle card, and then you got the 8 of Wands, which is the rainbow over, which is very interesting. It's like, this fire is multifaceted. It is in like this diamond. Okay, yeah. The fire, the sun, the light is shining through, and there's a lot of different colors. Let's see. And I got something like that in my when I was getting ready for this reading. So let me see what it says. Something about a rainbow eye. So this person might have a lot of strong feelings for you. Hey, and they're seeing you through almost like a rainbow way of seeing you. You're multifaceted to them. But I do get that this fire has kind of a downside. This person can be very domineering. They can be very controlling. With that intensity, with that ability to have that much energy and flow and fire, it can get a little overwhelming. It's like getting really close to the sun. Sometimes we don't realize that we're getting a little too close, or that sun is not tempering its energy in order to keep us safe. Oh, your birthday is February 2nd? Oh my gosh, my birthday is February 1st. Hey, another Aquarius. So, oh, that's so cool. You were 222. Wow. Wow, you have a great birthday. That's really awesome. Oh, yeah. Hi. Hi. Yeah, I do remember you, Jeanette. So what I see here is if you go into this relationship or with whoever this is, and you look at it and make sure that it's very balanced and happy and keeps tempered, you know, that the flames, the intensity does not take over too much. It stays balanced, and that they keep their domination, or you, I don't know, one of you has some, you know, like control issues. You know, it may work out, but if you guys, if that fire turns into words, it could be very harmful. It could cause a lot of pain. I'm just going to get one more card and see. Let's see. Oh, use these. No, these. Okay. Let's get you one message. Healing. Okay, so what I see is this person has a lot of healing to do. You have to check with yourself whether you are up to dealing with this at this point. They may have a lot of healing in their heart to do, and let's see, and they need to work on their confidence because they may be using fire, they may be using intensity, like woo, you know, brightness to kind of shy away from what's really going on. Like, here's my rainbow, and underneath they've got this electricity and going on all different directions. That can be a lot to deal with. Yes, sure. Oh, you're Jeanette too? Wow. Lots of... Oh, she's passed away. Okay, well that... Hey, please let me know if... Okay. That changes things a little bit just because I didn't know what was going on. So the message you're getting is be careful of triangles, whether in friendship, family, or relationships, because they can feel really intense and go really fast, create like an illusion of a rainbow versus what it really is. And see, we've got a lot of triangles here. So really looking at things that, and being very warned. That's why I said, whoever this is, so this person is saying to you, the message is, be careful. Be careful. You think this is a rainbow. You think this is passion, but this person is very domineering. They'll try to appear like the sun when in fact they're just being domineering and trying to dominate the situation. And this is going to cause a lot of sorrow. And you know, like I said, we got healing. You've done a lot of work on yourself, and this person is like, look, you're the star to me, and I don't want to see you go through this. So just if you feel heat, there's fire. So be careful. This is a warning. I mean, getting this card first, I didn't realize the person was passed over, so it makes a little more sense now. And so they're giving you a warning. Here's a big old warning. This road doesn't have a pot of gold at the end of it. That's an illusion. This person wants to dominate you. Someone who's coming in, it doesn't matter if it's family, friends, or whatever, and that's going to cause you sorrow. And your passed over person wants you to remember you're the star. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so let's see. My friend, she passed away 4 years ago. Well, she's trying to give you a warning. And you asked for it, so that's great. Like, I think that's what people don't understand. If they don't ask for something, you can't get the signs because you haven't asked the question in order to get an answer. So, I watched the Guardian, what's it called? What is that called? The, something of the galaxy. It's a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I thought it was very weird. I'm glad I watched it, but I only recently watched it, and then I was like, okay, so the answer is 42. The problem is they didn't come up with a question. So now they just have some random answer. So you've got to ask the questions. You got to be very clear about what you want to know, and then you can actually get a clear answer, because it may give you an answer and it may not be correlating to what you're thinking, but the unanswered question, the unformulated question. The red card with a single trial looks like a warning sign. It does. Like, totally. Stay away. Is my big financial breakthrough around the corner? Well, what steps have you taken to get to that? You're in a new relationship. So, you got trickster, so who, Bradley. What I'm seeing here is you don't want to trick yourself. Like, what, do you have everything in place? Have you looked at everything? Because there could be just something small, a person, a contact, someone in your past that could be kind of affecting your manifestation. Like, sometimes when things don't come through, we have to wonder what we might have missed. Let's see. I don't want to use these cards. Okay, too many cards. Let's see. That is not the right deck. Let's see. I did not take out enough tarot decks. Okay, I'll just use this one. Okay, let's shuffle. Sorry, that was loud. Hey, I'm gonna ring a bell just because, like, this energy is great, but you know, keeps the weird people away. Okay, just cover your ears if it's too loud. Okay, Bradley. Let's see what's going on with this trickster energy in your finances. 25. Something about a percentage. Queen of Dis. Queen of Dis. Okay, Queen of Dis is Queen of Pentacles. And she's looking the other way. Huh, that I don't really like. Okay. Pleasure. Okay. Let's get one more card. See, pleasure is the Six of Cups. Cups is about generosity. Knight of Dis. Wow, a lot of pentacles here. And then, wait, no, Six of Cups is about childhood. So is anyone in your business, in your fortune, in what's going on with your money related to somebody you knew when you were a child? Because what I see here is I see multiple people looking the other direction. Well, this giant trickster energy is right there, but they're not looking at it. And to me, it looks like this pentacle. So did you might have received something, some kind of something coming in, and it was kind of guaranteed that you'd have success, but there's something in the background. There's some kind of energy of bringing something in, maybe playing on your heartstrings, like, oh, when we used to know each other. So maybe somebody's going to come into your life, or they already have from your past, and try to work with you, and that person is deceptive. I've been doing the work. Great. If there's anyone, we're dealing with banks. If you're dealing with banks, if you're dealing with credit unions, the city, whatever you're dealing with, an online service, making sure that you're looking in all the different directions and that you're not just taking an opportunity at face value. You're really looking into it and making sure that there's no hidden clauses or issues, that you're not clouded by what you want. Like, oh, this is always what I've wanted. This is so perfect. It's like a dream come true. It might be too good to be true. So you might need to do a little more work on that. Oh, that's so great. I'm so glad to hear that. That's amazing about your business. Okay. The Moon and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I'm really getting that there's something hidden that's impacting your money. I don't know what it is. I mean, like, because it'll be different for each people. And here's Strife, which with the Five of Wands. Yeah, there's some kind of issue that is not actually a real issue. It is just an illusion. It's meant to keep you distracted. But the universe is trying to come in. So it wants you to look at this, because these to me look very similar. The universe is saying, hey, you got to look into this. You got to make sure that everything's in line. Okay. That is so awesome. Okay. Does anyone else, and I will get more of these for you, Bradley. Okay. Wipe the slate clean. I want you to come at your business, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to do. And I want you to not get rid of everything. Start on a fresh piece of paper, a whiteboard, whatever. Whiteboard is probably better. And I want you to like put down your goal, what you want, your idea. And then I want you to grow from there. You've already done all the work and stuff like that, but I want you to look at it with fresh eyes, because you may be seeing it differently. You might have it on the foundation of something that no longer serves you. It might have been something from the past and it no longer works for you. And think about this, the sky is the limit. So maybe you were limiting yourself when you were coming up with your first idea. And now I want you to go back to the drawing board with a clean slate, and then really, what if there were no limits? What if you could get $500 billion? I mean, we know it's possible, right? How would you want to do that? Just come up with ideas, come up with ways that could work. You might see this situation in a completely different way. Within the vehicle, oh my gosh. And I was kind of making a thing about billions of dollars and stuff and being the richest, and then it's inside the vehicle, within the vehicle. And so like, hey, look, I live in the area of Silicon Valley, and I actually was dating someone during the time that somebody was in the area. And hey, look, some of those Teslas, super nice. I mean, I'm like, oh, okay. That recent one, not so much. It's been recalled in many countries. So my point is, like, there's details, like, don't lose the quality of your work. Just because you started off this way, you have to keep up that quality. Each level has to be at the same level or even higher. Yay, that's great. That sounds great. Okay, how this year will be for me financially and in love. Let's see. Okay, Ritu? Ritu, am I saying your name wrong? R-I-T-U. Let's see. Okay, you said love. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what it says. Ooh, wow. The first card, very interesting split here. The first card is the High Priestess. And financially and in love, it's kind of the same thing. When we're in High Priestess energy, that has to stay. To be truly in High Priestess energy, you have to be a place that whatever comes into your life is just icing on the cake. But you already have the cake. You've already done the work. You've already sitting in that very balanced energy. And anybody that would come into your life or any financial situation that's going to come into your life, you have to truly feel it. It has to be an extra because you are so grounded. You know things come to you. So let's see what else. And it's split with the 10 of Swords. And what I get here is this having to put an end to ways of thinking, to destructive ways that I'm, oh, you're a baker? Oh, that's really cool. Look, I was noticing these in the background. That's interesting. Look, I didn't even see that, but from my angle when I was looking in the camera, it looks like a mixing bowl to me. So that doesn't surprise me. And these actually look like peaches to me. But so that's very interesting. If you're getting the 10 of Swords, this could have something to do with something else. You're cutting away at information, at things that don't work for you. And by doing that, you're perfecting your recipes and you're perfecting yourself. So let's see what else you're getting. I think I'm trying to split my attention in half. So this is coming out as more of a financial reading. Yeah, you're really in your head. It's kind of keeping you stuck. And as baking goes, you have to do the baking. It's not just going to show up. If you think about baking, great. But you have to actually do the work. You have to mix. You have to measure. You have to make sure that all your ingredients are intact. So maybe that was the energy, the 10 of Swords. But this is great. You're showing up at the bottom of the deck as the Star, and you started off as the High Priestess. I mean, you can't have better than this. So you've got to feel this within yourself. When you're baking, you know that it impacts your baking, what kind of mood you are in, how much confidence you have. If you follow the recipe exactly that you've made, if you perfect it, you're like, this tastes a little off. But don't just make sure you don't get stuck there, because it's baking is about trial and error, and so is love. Like, you can't just assume that when you find love that it's going to be the perfect recipe. You have to work and you have to keep things going, and then you have to make sure to adjust for altitude and moisture in the air. So yeah, you're really working, you're examining things. What I'm seeing here is, yes, you're honing your craft. You're honing your craft, and that's getting you more in touch with yourself. And you're really seeing the details. You're looking at each one. The 7 of Wands, I don't normally see like this because it's usually about defending yourself, but you're actually examining things. You're going, this doesn't fit in this situation. Oh, it's nice to see you. Yeah, I have to go too. And this is the Page of Cups. So you're starting something new. You're feeling happy and joyful. And, when you're feeling down, I want you to go and bake something. And I want you to be like, I'm a damn good baker. I'm an amazing baker. And you know what? If anybody would have to be crazy not to want my cookies, it's a very important way to think of yourself. Like, don't be afraid of experimenting. You do that with your baking. You do that in making sure that you never get to the perfect recipe. It's always perfecting it. It's always, going, oh, what do I need here? And oh, if I just add a little bit of, cardamom, if I just add a little bit of this spice, if I just, oh, wow, it changed the entire recipe. That's how love is too. Sometimes it's the worst thing you could ever taste, makes you sick. You're like, what did I create? That's the same with relationships. Go back to the drawing board. Mix up something different. There's plenty of ingredients out there. Okay, so I do have to go because I didn't plan to go online. I just wanted to say hi to you guys, and I was like, oh, maybe somebody will show up. But it was really great to see you guys, and I love you guys a lot. Okay, bye. I don't know how to stop this. Sorry. Okay, I'll make sure to say goodbye to you guys before I just take off. Hey, I'm gonna go and log off. It was really great to see all of you. If I didn't get to your question, I will come back. Okay, you're not a giver. You hope I am not a giver. Well, I think you're very giving. I think you can't possibly bake things and be a baker if you're not giving, because you have to give your heart and your love into what you create. It just wouldn't taste right if you didn't. That's why people go to certain bakeries or certain places and they're like, oh my gosh, I am feeling something so. So, what I want you to watch is like Water for Chocolate. It's an amazing movie. And it really talks about how intense and how amazing cooking is. So, okay, bye guys. I love you.